Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and thanks for tuning in. I wanted to talk to you about foundation today. Foundation is one of those products that's just kind of, I won't say that it's essential because I think you can get away with not using it, but it's something that I think if you're wearing makeup you've experimented with before. So this collection of videos is basically going to be all about my experimentation with foundation. You know, products that I stumble upon that I like, things that I don't like, everything in between, to just talk to you about stuff that I've been exploring in the land of foundation. So to get started, I wanted to talk about two foundations that I actually tried at Sephora, and I got sent home with some samples of these foundations, and I was actually surprised that even though they were high-end, I didn't really love them the way that I thought that I would. So the first foundation that I tried was the Makeup Forever HD foundation, and this is the little bag that Sephora, the kind lady at Sephora sent me home with a little, comes with a little, you know, sample size container, which by the way, if you don't know about that, go to Sephora and you can get free samples, which that's really awesome, I think. The return policy, I think, is also really good. So, you know, if you're wanting to try foundation or BB creams or really, I think most products at Sephora, go in and just strike up a conversation with one of the employees and say, hey, this is what I'm looking for, or I have no idea what I'm looking for, but this is what I wanted to do, or I've always wondered about this, and they will sit you down and do like kind of like a little free consultation and then send you home with samples of products, at least for things like foundation and primers. So anyway, the Makeup Forever HD foundation, my color was 165, and what was interesting about this foundation was I immediately hated it, which I was surprised because I was like all excited, you know, like, ooh, I get to try Makeup Forever HD foundation. And the colors were they either washed me out, we did like the jawline test, they either washed me out or they were way too orangey. So that right there was an issue. The color matching wasn't that great. And also I wasn't a huge fan of the finish. And we even tried it with like a Stila primer underneath it, or actually we might have even tried it with the Makeup Forever primer underneath it, and I just didn't like it. So we moved on, and kind lady was very easy to work with. She was like, if you don't like it, then that's okay. No, you know, no hurt feelings. We'll just move on and figure something out from there. So then I tried the Bobbi Brown. Again, I got sent home with a sample of the Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation in the color Honey No. 5. The colors in this line were much easier to work with. We did another jawline test. And this color is actually really close to my skin tone. So just that was an advantage. However, this product is pretty pricey. So what I decided to do, oh, by the way, the formula for this Bobbi Brown is really interesting because it's really sheer, but it's buildable. So I guess the idea of the skin foundation is that it's supposed to be like natural and organic, the way that your skin is. And it is that. It's very sheer, it's very natural looking, the finish is very natural looking. It's not exactly dewy, but it's not exactly matte either. Or maybe it is a little bit dewy, but it's not the dewiest out there on the market. So the formula is good, the color range is good, the price, always looking to find something cheaper that resembles a high-end product. If that sounds cheap, it is what it is. You know, I think that a lot of people right now are kind of watching every pretty penny, and let's be honest, when you find a product that is, you know, comparable to or competes with a high-end product, it's just always nice. So what I did was I kept exploring, you know, and this is over probably like the past 4 months or so, I would say. So what I did was I kept exploring, and there were two other foundations that I was sort of trying out at the same time as these ones that I got at Sephora, and the other ones were the Extralasting Liquid Foundation with SPF 12 from Avon, and it comes in a bottle like this. This is a really, you probably can't hear anything, so why am I Anyway, it's a really pretty glass bottle, and the dispenser, I think the dispenser works well. I think this product is sort of like, I have kind of a love-hate relationship with this product. I hated it for the winter time because my skin's combination, so like I get rougher skin and sort of like flakier dry skin up here, but then more prone to oil on my T-zone. In the winter time, flakes can be an issue, dry skin can be an issue, so this Avon Extralasting liquid foundation has a matte finish, and in the wintertime it was way too dulling for my skin. It just made my skin look like I was wearing a mask, and you know, because my skin is already drier in the wintertime, it just wasn't helping that situation. It was probably like aggravating problems and, you know, making them appear to be worse than they were. So that said, I've tried it recently in the warmer months because it's warm where I am, it's summer where I am right now, and I really, really like it. The color range, I've had people complain about it oxidizing, you know, turning a little bit orangey or just being orangey to begin with. I didn't find that to be an issue for me. It might just be that, you know, where I fall in the spectrum of available colors for this foundation, maybe it's just not an issue, that the oranginess doesn't really apply to the shade that I'm in, or that's right for me, but I find that this is a good match, and the color that I wear is E103 Natural Beige, and basically right now I will use this pretty often. It's not my favorite foundation, but I think it does the trick, and also I like the fact now that it's matte because it is really hot out now, so you know, if I'm prone to getting shiny, this foundation now kind of controls that situation, so I like it for that. However, my last foundation that I'm going to talk about right now, which is more of like a, I guess it's like a YouTube holy grail foundation, and the fact that pretty much everyone is a fan of it, or you know, pretty much only has good things to say about it, and I agree. I went out and I finally got this. It is the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Foundation with SPF 20. So it says exclusive antioxidant blend, and I know that people were saying that it's comparable to a NARS foundation. I can't remember which NARS foundation, Sheer Liquid Glow or something like that, which I haven't tried that one by NARS, but I do really like this Neutrogena Healthy Skin Foundation. I can actually skip my moisturizer, and if I apply this foundation with my fingers and sort of massage it into my skin just kind of soaks it up, and I get a really nice finish that looks really natural. It's a little bit dewy, which can be an issue in the summertime. I have to set it with powder, and even then I do think I know I get shinier than if I would use the Avon foundation, but this is my favorite foundation by far right now, which is kind of, you know, that's probably no big shocker because of how popular it is and how many people really like it. And my color is tan 120, and that's a pretty good match for me too. And actually this Neutrogena foundation reminds me a little bit of the Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation, just in the formula, because both are very liquidy. The only disadvantage that I would say with this Neutrogena Healthy Skin one is the fact that the packaging is just, like, it's healthy skin. It's supposed to keep your skin healthy, and you know, I associate with that with letting your skin breathe and having, you know, balance in your skin and not disrupting the sort of like, you know, balance of oils and just the natural state of your skin. And yet the packaging is such that, like, it's not a pump. So, you know, I'm sure you've heard other people talk about this, but you have to pour it out, which isn't very hygienic, which to me is sort of like defeating the purpose of the healthiness. But I just make sure that if I'm applying it with my fingers, which I usually do, rather than like a sponge or something else, then I just keep like hand sanitizer by my makeup in general, so that I just remember when I sit down, even though I'm often doing my makeup right after the shower or whatever, when I sit down I just use some hand sanitizer to remind myself, like, okay, I'm going to be touching my face, like my hands need to be clean. So that way I do feel you know, better if my face is clean, and if I've used hand sanitizer, I do feel better about, you know, using my fingers to get the product out, or pouring it out into my hand, or whatever the case may be with that foundation. So that's sort of my solution to that issue. But so this is part one of probably, you know, a longer series of videos, just because I'm sure I'll keep exploring foundations and figuring out which ones I like, which ones I don't. I'm really curious about BB creams. I'm really curious about, my goal is to find a foundation routine with as minimal product as possible, with as natural looking results as possible. With that said, I think what I'm probably going to do is explore concealers. I'm very interested in using minimal foundation and then sort of spot correcting with minimal amounts of concealer only on the areas where I need it, because my goal is not to have a mask of product on my face. My goal is to have something more breathable and more natural. So stay tuned for those videos, and I will talk to you guys very soon, and thank you for watching.